Hey guys, this is Adam, CEO and founder of Uprise Real Estate Partners, and I want to tell you something. If you don't know how to keep your composure in real estate, it's going to be very, very, very difficult for you. Stay tuned to check out this story. What's going on, guys? My name is Adam, CEO and founder of Uprise Real Estate Partners, and I want to tell you guys something. If you don't know how to keep your composure in real estate, you're going to have a very, very, very difficult time. Check out this story to hear what's up. Okay, so here's something crazy, right? So we have a client who we helped purchase a rental property, I believe about 2 months ago. We also did the project manager on the property, so we helped them, assisted them in rehabbing the property so that they could then rent the property out and start getting some cash flow, right? Like, that's the name of the game. Get in real estate, get some assets, get some cash flow, build your wealth, build your portfolio, change your life, right? So what's funny is his property literally went on the market as soon as the whole country started shutting down because of the coronavirus, right? So it was like bad timing as far as that goes. Good timing in terms of getting a good deal, but just bad timing in terms of coming on the market as soon as everything shuts down, get off the road, stay home, shelter in place, all of that, right? So what's funny is he's using a property management company, and what's funny is the property management company initially told him to go for a rent higher, much higher than what we actually told him to anticipate when we were looking at the property. So rule number one, what's rule number one? Always be conservative with your numbers so that you can plan for best case and worst case scenario. Guys, I would much rather under promise and over deliver than under promise and under deliver, right? And so if I tell you it's more money than you expect, and from an expense perspective, and you end up spending less money, that's more money in your pocket, right? It's awesome. If I tell you something's gonna, if I tell you you're gonna get this much, but you get this much, you're happy, you're lovely. But anytime you're under, anytime you get less than what you thought you were gonna get, or something's more expensive than what you thought it was really gonna cost, you're always disappointed, even if it's not that big of a deal, right? So that was number one, that there was the property management company was asking for, or letting him know that he was gonna be able to get a higher rent than what we anticipated, okay? So that's what happened there. And so when he went on the market, after a couple of weeks, the property they didn't have any showing. So I think after 2 weeks, or maybe after a week, I asked him, hey, how's it going with the rental property? And he said, we ain't had no showings. I said, oh, okay. And he's like, yeah, I'm getting a little impatient. I was like, hold on. It's only been about a week. Everything's going on with this virus. It's kind of crazy. And he's like, yeah. I'm like, what kind of rent you asking for? And he told me the price. And I was like, okay, that's a lot more than what we told you the market rent for the property was, but okay, let's keep rolling with it. And he wanted my opinion. He wanted my opinion on what was going on, and if he thought that I thought that what the property management company was doing sounded correct, sound, if anything else could be done, if I could come up with any solutions. And so that's what we do, right? Like if you're watching this, you're here because you love collaborating, you love masterminding, you love figuring out problems and coming up with solutions and coming up with solutions for problems with other people. You love working together as a team so we can all win, right? That's what we're about. So after about 2 weeks, and I told him, look, everything's been shut down. We know the property's solid. We know the area's solid. The question really is just going to be, how is the market currently responding to your property at this time? And so I said, what I would recommend doing is get these pieces of information from your property management company. Then once you get the information, throw it over to me. I'll go look at it real quick, and I'll let you know if it makes sense and if you should make any moves, right? So let's fast forward another probably, let's see, that was maybe another 2 weeks, maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks go by, right? And he says, hey, here's the information I was able to get from the property management company, plus it's been another week or so. What do you think? And when I looked at the information, I said, okay, this is okay. I said, but I would go even deeper, and I would say, if you have a rental property, find out who's your competition. Is the market your competition? Is your neighbor or your neighbors and surrounding houses in your neighborhood competition, or is your competitor somebody else? Because once you know who your competitor is, you know how to fight them. Let me say it again. Once you know who your competitor is, you know how to fight them, right? how you would fight your competitor if it's the market is different than what you would do if your competitor was say another neighbor in your neighborhood, or if your competitor was a new home builder down the road, right? Who your competitor dictates how you fight, dictates how you want to win, dictates the tools and the tactics necessary to defeat your competitor. So I said I would look at that and a few other things in terms of your activity online, clicks, number of showings, all those different kind of things. So what's funny is through this whole time I kept telling him, I said, look, keep your composure. I would lower the monthly rent to closer to what we told you. You can still sort of go for it, close to what we told you, but I would do that first, and then I would keep my composure. And so he said, well, look, you know, we've lowered it to a certain number, a little closer to what you recommended. Do you think we should go down to what the recommended price you said, or hold firm on the price? And I said, okay, let's look at something. Do we think we're losing out to competition in the neighborhood? If you start seeing that other people in your neighborhood are getting leases, and other investors and landlords are getting leases signed, and you're not, that means you're losing out to competition, right? If you're seeing that you're losing out to comparable properties in your neighborhood, or even a couple $100 less, or a couple $100 more in the rental rate, if you see you're losing out, then that lets you know right then and there who your competitor is and what you need to do to compete. So that's number one. But when we looked at the market, we didn't see that. We didn't see he was losing out to his competitors in his neighborhood. So then we said, okay, well, let's look at the market. On the market from a buying perspective, we're seeing any home below a certain price point that's moving ready, that looks nice, it's still getting multiple offers, and they're still getting under contract. Okay, that's on the buying side. So what are we seeing on the rental side? We're seeing that buyers seem to be wanting to take advantage of what's happening more, okay, because of lower interest rates, because of less competition, because of potentially some sellers not knowing and understanding the market and maybe being more desperate to negotiate the price because there's not as many buyers out there in the market, seeing the opportunity for them to purchase a home, right? And maybe they want to get out of the situation so they can start putting some money towards purchasing a home and building some equity. And for some reason in your area, in your price point, there's not much activity right now. The market is not producing much activity for renters in your price range, in your area right now. Like, they're not even looking. So if they're not looking at your property, they're not looking at your neighborhood, other properties in your neighborhood and surrounding area, then what's the point of you reducing the price? What's the point of you switching some stuff up? No, because we know this is a temporary situation, let's keep our composure. Let's wait it out just a little bit longer. And so I said, you have a choice. You can either decide to keep your composure, wait a little bit longer over the next week or two. We're getting word that the government's going to start opening things up May 1st. So you can use that as an indicator to see if the market shifts and if you start seeing activity increase on your property, okay? Or you can just say, bump all that. I want to be at the correct price or at a lower price or a more competitive price when the market does make a shift. So I'm going to go ahead and drop my price now. Well, guys, here's what he did. What he did was he decided to keep the price. But then as soon as we approached the month of May, the activity in his area increased because renters started having a little bit more confidence in what was going on. They started thinking of going after their goals and their needs and desires in terms of finding housing. Now that there were a couple of weeks in on the coronavirus, and the activity started picking up on the property. And guys, he just told me today that the person that saw the property last week filled out an application, got approved, is signing the lease, and is ready to go. And not only is he ready to go, but he's ready to go for a little bit higher than what we told him the rental rate was. So that's a bonus. And then the guy signed a 2-year lease. So that's awesome, guys. That's awesome. So what's the moral of the story? The moral of the story is, in real estate, sometimes you just got to keep your composure. If you know you've done what you should have done, if you know you're bought right, if you know you're rehabbed right, if you know you made wise decisions throughout the whole process, then sometimes you got to stop back and say, okay, where are we at? Who's our competitors? What's going on in the market? Is there anything that we can do better? Is a price change really going to help us right now? Is a price change going to guarantee results? Or is it, or are we just looking at the wrong thing to solve? What are we not seeing and what are we not doing? These are all questions and things you want to think of whenever you're selling a property or whenever you have a property for lease. So guys, there's always solutions to the answers. There's always wisdom out there for you to get if you want to go get it, right? There's wisdom, but it's a matter of whether you want to go get it or not. And so again, that's what you want to provide to people that you work with. That's, if you're an investor, that's the type of service and the type of help and support that you want to get from your power team. And especially if you're a seller, that's the kind of information that you want to get from your realtor. So we're so happy that, again, not only did he get a great deal on the property, get great equity, get great cash flow, but even through the coronavirus, he got his property rented out. He got a 2-year tenant, solid job, solid income. The property manager at company actually told him he makes way more than 3 times the rent. And so we're so happy for our client to see this come full circle. We'll definitely do a testimonial video later on, but I wanted to just take this key point and just help you, some of you guys, remember and think that, again, in real estate, there's going to be ups and downs. In real estate, there's some things that aren't going to make sense. In real estate, there's some things that won't go according to plan, but sometimes you just got to keep your composure and see things through. Sometimes you just need to keep your composure and identify who your competitor is and then figure out how to beat that competitor and go for the win. Sometimes you just need to figure out what the landscape is, where the landmines are, where the buyers are, where the tenants are, and then figure out how to dangle a carrot to make them come to you and go for the win. So I hope this was helpful, guys. Again, Adam with CEO and founder of Uprise Real Estate Partners, where we focus on helping you with your strategy and your game plans to help you win in real estate, whether you're looking to invest, buy, sell, or anything. So I hope this is helpful. If you found this helpful, please don't forget to hit the like button below, because it lets us know that you love us. And then if you love to see more videos coming up, please hit the subscribe button, and that way you'll know as we come up with more videos in the future. So guys, again, this is Adam with Uprise Real Estate Partners. Thank you so much for listening to this video. If you're watching on Facebook, what we'd love for you to do is in the comments, feel free to put a story or an example of how a time where you had to keep your composure, where you saw someone else keep their composure in real estate and it benefited them on the other end. So many times people panic in real estate and they sell bad, they rent bad, they buy bad, all these kind of things, but you got to keep your composure sometimes to see victory on the other side. So if you have a great story or a great message, feel free to comment below, and then please like us. That lets us know that you love us and you want to see more of this information. And guys, we'll see you soon. We love you. Appreciate you.